Hello everyone, today is December 17th, 2021. The following are the important articles that we have to read for our competitive exams from the Hindu newspaper. So the first one is 1971 War Altered Ideological Map, Govind. So this is in regards to 50th years commemoration of Liberation War of Bangladesh. So this is about 1971 war. We have to know the major important events in the 1971 war because there is a chance that questions might be asked given the significance of this liberation war that India fought in 1971. The next article is it is time to correct wrong farming practices PM. So this is our Prime Minister saying that there needs some sort of an shift in the practices, currently agricultural practices, and agricultural practices to contribute to global warming, global pollution. Not only that, in certain states, these are the primary reasons for the drop in air quality year on year. So, Prime Minister is talking about a shifting of agriculture or agriculture practices from chemical based practices to natural based practices. So, from that regard, you have to read this article. The next article is states told to pre-publish labor rules. This is an important step. Try to understand what the new labor laws are, how different they are from the past, why there is certain pushback in regards to this, but what are the overall advantages of having new labor laws in our country. Omicron slow to infect lungs, says Hong Kong study. Just informative, exam point of view. Don't even worry about it. Coming to the page number 2, Data Protection Bill has provisions for right to be forgotten, center tells HC. So this is in regards to the idea of right to be forgotten. You have to understand the history of the right to be forgotten concept, where it has begun, where it has progressed, and what is the status in our country, and what are the legislative backing that this concept of right to be forgotten or this right of right to be forgotten is bestowed on citizens. Now, in this article, police save Instagram influencers life. So, I don't want to talk about the article itself, but at the end of every article or every bit of information that talks about mental health or that talks about suicide in particular, there is an last column that is available that gives out the number of toll free mental health helpline numbers. Try to find out why either newspapers or digital media companies or television channels are by law required to publish or divulge or inform the viewers or readers about suicide prevention helplines and why they are necessitated to publish those details, because sometimes you get questions not directly related to it but related to legality of certain aspects regarding to the same concept. In this case, there might be a Supreme Court judgment, there might be an amendment to the law, or there might be some sort of an central government or broadcasting agencies or regulatory agencies notices or rules that are being brought so that these kinds of actions are followed by newspapers or TV channels. So try to find out why helpline numbers are displayed at the end of articles related to suicide prevention. Not only that, during broadcast also. Coming to page number 6, the first article that you have to concentrate today, which is very much important than any other article, is the WTO's challenge to MSP is another frontier to cross. So that is very important. You have to understand why MSP has always been a problem for not only India but also from outside perspective also. The next thing is wrong forum. So this is about the new climate agenda that other countries were trying to bring into UN, where Russia, China, and India abstained from voting, and Russia used its veto power to negate the entire proposal altogether. So, from what I understand, there are a lot of issues that India particularly found in regarding this proposal or agenda, which kind of played or proposed blame on developing countries. When you look at the data, when you look at the reality of climate change, the contribution of greenhouse gases to the world, there is a lot of discrepancies that take place, and developing countries contribute no way higher than what the developing countries have been contributed in the past itself and continue to do so. So try to understand What were the areas in this particular proposal that US was pushing through the council that India found troublesome? Forget about Russia, forget about China. What we have to concentrate is why India was not okay with the provisions that were given in the agenda itself, and what we were opposing to that led to us abstaining from that voting altogether. Coming to page number 8, again news process to identify next CDS has started, Rajnath Singh. So try to understand under what rule of the government was the post of the CDS created, what is the procedure for selection of CDS, and who heads the committee that selects the CDS and who are involved in that process. You have to learn more about this because given the current context, this has gained a bit of importance. Not only that, linked to the topic is the integrated theater battle groups or integrated theater command. Again, you have to read about those also. Cabinet not to raise girls marriage age to 21. So this is about the Child Marriage Act amendment. Try to get the history of Child Marriages Act, how many times it was amended, what were the amendments, what is the current amendment, and why it is deemed that this amendment is needed. This has to be looked not only from the legality perspective or the polity perspective of it, but you also have to look it at the women's rights aspect also, and why this is a safeguard against exploitation of women. If you agree with that, okay. If not, try to point out what are the reasons as to why certain sections of the society are opposing to this amendment. Putin, Modi, Xi meet soon official. So this comes at the backdrop of recent engagements between Putin and Modi, Putin and Xi, and not only that, the current border crisis that both of our China and India are going through. So you have to understand it from that perspective. Informative till something solid comes out of it. Exam perspective, don't even worry about it. Whatever you know up until now is more than enough. Coming to page number 9, India marks 50 years of 1971 war. Try to get a bearings as to the importance, the significance of 1971 war will have a huge payoff for you in exams. Jaishankar underscores Delhi Dhaka trade ties. So what are the areas where India and Bangladesh have trade in? What were the issues, outstanding issues that we have? The Teesta issue is one, and also learn a bit about the border issue that we used to have, that we solved few years back. So that is how you approach this 1971 war. Coming to page number 10, nothing, a lot of information might look important, but I don't see much importance here. But coming to page number 11, world, US faces a double coronavirus surge as Omicron advances. So this is in regards to the current scenario of rising number of cases in US. Try to understand what is going on there. Try to draw any parallels between India and US, what is going on there and what has gone through here in second wave. Apart from it, exam point of view, not much importance. So US imposes sanctions against China over abuse of Uyghurs. So this is again Xinjiang province, get a map bearing on it, map pointing perspective, and why China is persecuting the Uyghur Muslim population in Xinjiang province of China. Try to understand that and also get a bearing as to, do these sanctions actually have an impact on China or any other country for that matter? So try to get that going also. Iran no nuclear images for IAEA until curbs end. So this is about the P5 nuclear deal with Iran. Try to get where the status is. What were the oppositions raised by the Iran itself? So these are the important articles that we have to read for competitive exams from today's Hindu newspaper. Hope you have liked the video. Thank you. Namaste.